title reads, "My boyfriend has an issue that I'm not a virgin, but he is." Yeah, I think from a guy's point of view, ideally, the woman you'd be in a relationship with is on the same level as you in regards to a sexual past, and it is going to give the guy a bit of concern that if his woman is more experienced than him. But look, guys, in the modern dating marketplace with modernity, it's very likely the woman you're dating is going to have more of a sexual past than you, maybe three times the amount of numbers as you. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. But let's see what this girl has to say. She says, "I'm 19 and my boyfriend's also 19, have been together for almost a year now. So both very young, but it doesn't surprise me that she has a sexual past because women do develop quicker than men. I think they reach maturity much quicker than men. And I think it is just easier for a woman to find a sexual partner than a guy. I think as a 19-year-old guy, you don't really have much to offer women, unfortunately. Women want someone who's a bit more mature, someone who might be a couple of years older than them. You know, an 18-year-old woman might be dating a guy who's, 20, 21, and that's not going to be the same case for a guy. So it doesn't surprise me, but they're both very young. And this guy's mindset's probably thinking, we're both young. How comes you have a sexual history before me? Why have you had this before meeting me? That's probably what's wrapping his brain up. But if she's a great girl and she's very trustworthy and you really like her, maybe it's something you can um, get past. But maybe in this guy's point of view, it's just something you can't shake. She continues, "One thing has been bothering my boyfriend a lot is the fact that I was not a virgin when we came into a relationship. Now, mind you, I've only been with one other guy 2 to 3 times with whom I had a terrible experience with. Brackets, I would not like to share that here." So, look, it's going to be very rare for you to find a woman who is a virgin, especially a woman who's even had maybe 1 to 3 sexual partners. So for her to only have one partner, my advice to this guy would be like, bro, maybe just stick with it because it's going to be very difficult for you to find a girl who's 19 who is a virgin. I'm sure there's women out there, but this is a very low number. Um, I'm interested to know about this guy that she did have this sexual relationship with, because she didn't mention that it was a previous ex or a boyfriend. So maybe it was just a Chad to have a bit of fun with. I'm a bit concerned when she said in brackets she had a terrible experience with. I'd rather not share it here. So maybe there's some sexual trauma there, which I think there's been statistics on. If there is a sexual trauma past, it can be a bit more difficult if you're going to get into a relationship with that person because they link sex to bad experiences, and that could come up again in your relationship in the future. So that's something to be a bit aware of. I hope she's okay. I hope it wasn't anything to do with grape. But yeah, that could be a difficult thing to get past in their relationship if this goes forward. After that, I met my current boyfriend, and now we're together. He was a virgin before he met me, and we've had sex. It was great for the both of us. That's good. Sometimes women kind of lie about how good the sex is to the guy, but given that she's posted this on some forum that her guy doesn't know about, obviously it means the guy did a good job and satisfied her. So good job, bro. She says, "I'm clearly much more experienced than him, and he does not like that fact." So she's not overly experienced given it's just one partner, so I wouldn't quite say that. I think the issue here is if she kind of pining for that past relationship, for that past sexual partner, because she'll start comparing the past sexual partner to him. But given that she had a bad experience with the previous guy, maybe it'll make her love and her interest in her current boyfriend much more greater because she'll be like, wow, this is such a better sexual experience than I had in the past, who I had horrible experiences with. She did have sex with that guy 3 times, so maybe the last experience was bad and not the previous two. Because if you had a bad experience with a guy the first time, why would you go back for 2 more times? But we'll never know that answer. Only she will know that answer. It bothers him a lot and in turn affects our relationship so much. The thing is, I just don't think he's ever going to get past this, and I think that's the same for most guys, including myself. Like, I don't want to think about my girlfriend having a sexual past. I don't want to hear about her previous experiences. It does eat away at us guys. I guess it gives guys the guy version of the ick. So I don't think it's something he's going to shake off. The only way I think this will get better if over time, I think time will make this situation better, and especially if you are really strong, you have a really strong bond, it's a good relationship, and you treat him right, and there's a lot of respect, and there's a lot of fun. You don't bring up your previous sexual partner, and you're committed to him, and you don't make him feel jealous. I think he'll get past this. But yeah, it's a bit of a mark on the relationship, and I completely see where this guy's coming from. But if I was friends with this guy, I'd be like, bro, is she treating you good? Is she loyal? Um, is the sex good? Is she pretty? Is she everything you ever wanted? To me, I say to him, bro, just let this go. Don't bring it up with her again, and don't let this ruin your relationship, because if she's a great girl, sometimes they can be hard to find, and you're not going to find many virgin girls. Even at the age of 19, you're just not. It's just how the modern dating marketplace is, especially with these dating apps and 19-year-olds going to university and social media. Men are going to be chatting up these women from quite a young age, so it's going to be tough to find a virgin out there. But if she's a good woman and she respects you and it's just one sexual partner, I'd be like, bro, try and move on. Don't bring up again, because you're just going to bring this relationship down and you're going to be kicking yourself. She ends it by saying he is really sweet and sensitive, so seeing him get hurt by my past stupidity, that makes me even more guilty. Look, she's taken a lot of accountability. She's showing some guilt. I wouldn't, if I was her, I wouldn't beat herself up too much about it. Like, it doesn't make you a bad person. Like, she's saying, oh, she feels guilty and she was stupid for what she did. So yeah, she's showing a lot of accountability. But I'd be like, girl, don't beat yourself up too much. You haven't done anything wrong, you know. As all I think about is like, how do you treat this guy in the present? Are you a good girlfriend? And just reading just that line shows that she is a good girl and she holds more accountability than some other women out there. I understand his perspective and honestly feel angry on myself as well. I just want to make it easier for him. What should I do? Yeah, this girl seems like a. Oh, sorry, nearly dropped my phone. This girl seems like a keeper. Just from that sentence, those two sentences alone, she's showing a lot of accountability and she's caring about her boyfriend's feelings. What would my advice be to her? Just treat him really well, reassure him when he needs to be reassured, but also say to him, like, if you keep bringing this up, I'll leave. Like, you've got to let this go. Go for a walk, talk to your guy mates. Go to the gym, go to a boxing session, and punch out your anger. Because if you keep bringing this up, you're going to bring this relationship down. So, kind of put the ball in his court there. But yeah, it's tough out there. Feel sorry for the guy because it will eat away at you. But bro, just she's had one sexual encounter. That's quite rare, and I'm sure if any guy finds this video, I'm sure they could also agree with me in saying that you're going to be dating women with 5, 10, maybe even more sexual partners, and if that does upset you, then it's going to be really difficult for you to find a long-term relationship. Anyway, that's all, guys. Cheers. See ya.